Who's your favorite artist? Like right now, of all time, both.
It's impossible to choose an all-time favorite, but I mean, rather than picking one individual or a couple, I just got to tell you that I love all music so much, and so many different genres that just depends on the mood I'm in, or what I'm currently listening to, or what I'm looking for in a lot of ways. So I just try to study all the greats as much as I can, and even if it's someone that I've overlooked, um, forever. Or take country music, for example. I never was the hugest country fan growing up. I always thought of it as a bit hokey and corny, and then in the last 5 years, it felt to me like that was kind of the last library hallway that I hadn't really mastered yet. So I went, of course I'd heard the classics and the greats, but I hadn't really dug deep and kicked around, all these different like underground country artists and folk artists in a way that was expanding my taste, and so that's been kind of my main focus recently, in getting into 70s, 80s, early 90s country music has been probably the most fun,
What
for
what
me over the last 5 years, because I've gotten bored. I mean, there's not a metal record that you can show me that I haven't heard that's great. I'm pretty sure at this point. Hip hop, I mean, from 87 till now, I've listened to so much of it. Punk rock, hardcore, pop music, and everything in between, classical. But country was sort of like the last part of my college degree I needed, if you will.
Yeah. When you are, when you're creating, and there are times where you're creating and you're just in a certain like genre mood. What in this last album, your newest album that came out, were you guys, or what mindset were you in? What library were you down, so to speak?
In this new record now,
Yes.
Townes Van Zandt, Bruce Springsteen, both Nebraska and Born in the USA, Dire Straits, Brothers in Arms, the album.
Mm-hmm.
That was on heavy rotation at our home, and then a lot of just different other various country albums, and then just various Spotify playlists that I make to keep it fresh and interesting to myself, and all sorts of stuff. Like even getting into some Indian jazz music and Indian funk music. I went down this rabbit hole of that for a little while. Different composers, always trying to revisit, 80s pop songs that I've loved growing up. That something maybe a smell or a sound makes me think, oh my God, I need to listen to that DeBarge song.
That's exactly how I am too.
Okay. Yeah.
Like
so I mean,
smells,
I'm just a fan, man. I'm just such a fan of music. So whatever I can do to it's a way better day when I wake up in the morning and there's something I'm excited to listen to. And I don't mean as in a modern song or anything like that, but just something fresh to my ears. It's the greatest. It's just music's the best. It's the air we breathe. It's just such a beautiful thing, and it's not too different. I don't think there's a big difference between how you take it and how I take it. We just love it, and
Yeah.
that's how it is. I just figure out a way how to accidentally kind of apply it. Sometimes when I was thinking about this earlier, we did this show we did this like stripped down, unplugged, if you will, performance in the Philadelphia radio show here. And sometimes when we do these things or play these shows, or we played in New York last night, really big, special, energetic show. The crowd was bonkers, all this stuff. Sometimes I forget that I'm doing it as we're playing. We'll be in a song and I'll lose myself into the music, and then it hits me, somewhere around the bridge of the song, oh my God, this is, people are here to see me. Actually, this is overwhelming, and it kind of becomes a bit too heavy to stomach or shoulder that sort of weight. So I just kind of like keep it in a box of just furthering, the process of my love of music, rather than thinking, oh, I'm on this big stage, check me out, I'm the greatest or something like that. I never feel that way. I mean, I feel like we are great live, and I feel like there's some special songs, and I'm competitive and all that, but mostly I just feel like I'm just part of the music,